cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Today is Thursday, December the 29th, 2022. On a scale of 1 to 10, you know what? It's Brit's exit episode, so I'm not going to even rate it. Y'all could tell me what you think in the comments. It was just one of those episodes where you could tell it's a filler, but you get it. You understand why. So, it is what it is. Don't forget, Friday, December the 30th, that is tomorrow, I will be going live, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, and 4 p.m. on the West Coast. All right, guys, let's just hop right into this episode. I am cooking, so you might hear a little rattle in the background. All right, so Michael and Dex. Michael and Dex are talking. He's met up with them. Dex is a little bit jumpy, probably because of the hook killer and all that, but he's a little bit jumpy. But he does meet up with Michael, and he lets Michael know that Sonny is moving with Pikeman Company. Remember the other day I couldn't remember what it was called, but he is moving with Pikeman Company, and they are supposed to be specializing in moving military equipment. He says that, well, I mean, they're legal, he said, but they do illegal business as well. And he tells Michael, are you sure about this? So then Michael tells Dex, what you don't want to do this anymore? You got cold feet? He said, no, I'll do it. He said, but I'm just going to tell you, if they ever found out that, what we're doing, that we're the ones who turn them in, because they're going to get in trouble by this pikeman. He said, these are very dangerous people. And as soon as he said it, I said, this is about to be a mess. This is about to go left. But Michael is so determined to get revenge on Sonny. I said, wait a minute. I thought you had made up your mind you weren't going to do this because of Willow and all that. But Dex kept pressuring him. Come on, we're this close. We're this close. And Michael went ahead and did it. So now Dex is telling him if Sonny gets put away for this, it could be forever. And Michael's like, I'm okay with forever. I don't want him near my family. Well, then stop having a relationship with them like you've been not having a relationship with them. And stop being selfish, not thinking about Avery and all of them. Y'all been like this whole thing about they didn't know what Sonny was doing and didn't know what he was capable of. Stop it. Like, Sonny's been Sonny since the beginning. You know exactly what he was capable of. So I don't know why this whole thing about, oh my gosh, he held you hostage. That's not the Sonny I know. Then you didn't know Sonny. Okay. Anyways, child, that's the end with that. My whole thoughts on that is this is not going to turn out well for them. Somebody's gonna fight. This is gonna put his family in danger, and you got enough work to worry about Willow and all that. I don't know. Let's move on. So then we see Nicholas with Elizabeth. So Elizabeth comes over. She's checking on Esme. Baby, Elizabeth can't stand Nicholas right now because he blew her life up. He's blown her life up, so she can't stand him right now. So she's just gonna go back here and check on Esme to make sure she and this baby are doing okay. So she goes back there, and Esme is begging Elizabeth, please help me. Please help me. What Nicholas is doing to me is not okay. I'm not the hook killer, so I won't harm anybody. And Elizabeth's like, okay, but you did harm my son. And so Esme is like, so this is what this is, revenge. I said, girl, I know you're not trying to make Elizabeth feel guilty for things that you did. Like, you're the one who hurt her son, not her. Like, what are you talking about? Because y'all know I like Esme, but she do be getting on my nerves playing the victim and all that. But anyways, Elizabeth tells Elizabeth, because Elizabeth tells her, you got it good. I'll come in, check on you. You're being taken care of. You're gonna go off to the island, and they're gonna take care of you. She says, no, I'm constantly worried about if Nicholas gonna kill me. And Elizabeth said, girl, that man is not gonna kill you. And she said, just stop fighting it, and be okay with where you are, because it could be worse. But anyways, Esme is just trying to convince Elizabeth to help let her go, and Elizabeth says no, she's not gonna do it. But she does recognize that Esme does care about baby Ace, so she does recognize that much of it. And then that's pretty much it with them, guys. Let's move on. So then Esme is back there. I couldn't find his picture again. With Dimitri, and because y'all know she been trying to get a lighter. So she told him she wanted a candlelight dinner and all that. And this man is so wrapped up in the Esme, he went ahead and made sure she got what she needed. So he brought candlelights and her steak and all that in there for her. And so Esme is like, okay, okay. So they're having a discussion, and she was like, that's just what I needed. And then he goes to the door to make sure everything is cool, and she slips one of the matches because he brought matches. I said, girl, you better make sure you strike that match good when you do it. Because he so she stole one of the matches, and that's how she gonna light this Christmas tree on fire. I said, girl, what do you plan on getting out of this? I don't know, y'all. So anyway, we see Laura and Nicholas, because Laura has come over because she's trying to check on Nicholas. I said, now, girl, he was trying to talk to you when he was on the dock and you wouldn't talk to him. And now you want to talk to him. And this man said he don't have time for you. He's busy. And she said, baby, make time. I want to talk to you because what's going on with Spencer? And so, Nicholas is trying to, me and Spencer, we just not seeing eye to eye. And she said, but who is the woman that you cheated on Ava with? Because, Spencer wouldn't really care about that. She said, unless we find out. Like, if it's what's the woman? Who's the woman? And so he didn't want to tell her everything, right? He didn't want to tell Laura who she was, but then he just finally he couldn't help but to tell her because Elizabeth pops out. And when Elizabeth pops out, she says, oh my God. She's like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were going to be, there was someone here. And Laura said, likewise. And then Elizabeth, she's dressed for the ball, right? Not the ball, for Britt's party. And so she's like, okay, I'm about to go to this party. I'll talk to you later, Nicholas. And he's like, okay, talk to you later. And so she leaves, and Laura's like, oh my gosh, that's why Spencer is so upset. She says, Nicholas, that woman is family. He says, Elizabeth and I have a past. She said, and you should have left it there. So they continue to talk, and he lets Laura know that Victor is one of the reasons that Spencer got out. And that his probation where he is living is tied to Victor. And so because of that, Spencer has to be at the house. And she said, oh my gosh, are you telling me Victor pretty much has Spencer under his thumb if he wanted to? And he was like, it just shouldn't be a big deal. And she says, Nicholas, it is, because she knows how dangerous Victor is. Nicholas does too. I don't know why he's tripping. But he just tells her, no, you can't go after Uncle Victor, because if you do, it would hurt me. And she's like, oh, what did you do? Tell me what's going on. And she just tells him, for Spencer's sake, I gotta go after Victor. And he was like, you're gonna lose your son, which is him, if you do that. And I said, well, because y'all saw on the reports are coming out today that Marcus didn't just quit the show. He actually had COVID, and so they agreed that he didn't have to film his last scenes. So I don't know if they're gonna replace Nicholas with someone else, or if they're gonna, like, because you know how Nicholas will leave the show. They'll leave the show with Nicholas for a while, and then like in a few months or a year or whatever, another one will come back. So I don't know what they're trying to do, child. Anyways, we finally go over to this haunted star, and where Brittany's having her party, and Finn and Terry are there. So she's asking Finn, where's Elizabeth? You clean up well and all that. Where's Elizabeth? And so he's avoiding her question, right? And then so she keep asking it until he says, well, I'm not the person to ask. Elizabeth and I broke up. And she was like, ow, because he had asked her where Yuri was, and she says, oh, he's sick. I said, yeah, okay. He's sick, and it's so nice to have somebody to take care of, and yada yada yada. And he was like, yeah, that's true. And so that's when she found out about him and Elizabeth, right? And so when she finds that out, Elizabeth comes in and Finn leaves. And so Terry's like, Elizabeth, why you didn't tell me y'all broke up? I said, girl, this is not the time. Like, read the room. This girl don't want to talk about this. So Elizabeth is all trying to avoid the question as well. But she said, I'll give you some details, but she don't want to do it right now. So then Elizabeth takes a shot, and Finn sees her take the shot. Now remember, Finn believes that Elizabeth is pregnant because that's what she told him, and she hasn't got around to telling him her lie about having a miscarriage. I mean, the lie about being pregnant too, but also having a miscarriage and everything. So then we see Spencer and Trina. They're all at the hunted store on the outside and everything, and they're talking, and he telling her she look real nice, and she's like, you look. He tells her she looks beautiful. She said, you look beautiful too, and she's like, you know what I mean. And he was like, I know, or whatever. They do make a nice looking couple. They're a cute couple together. But anyways, so they're talking and about how they need to lay it on a little thick so that people can think that they're together. And then Nina and Sonny comes up, and Sonny's like, I could when Christina them told me that my nephew was out, I didn't think it was true because I haven't heard from my nephew. And so, Spencer is just like, Uncle Sonny, I'm sorry. I meant to come by. I meant to come by. And he was like, no, I'm just happy you're out and everything. And so with that, he told Sonny, thank you for, the protection and everything that you gave me while I was in Pittenville. And so they're talking or whatever. And Sonny and Nina looking at them like, huh, okay. And so they said, well, let's go on and go in. And, he told Nina, let's go and go in. So Spencer and Trina stay outside. And I said, do y'all plan on going in at all? And then around the time that I was thinking this, they're going to go and say, Trina said, we should go in. And he said, yeah, I know, but we could always say that you got overwhelmed with emotion, and they was making up all these different scenarios why they had to be sneak away and be outside. And I said, I like these two. I like these two together. But anyways, that's it with them, y'all, pretty much. Oh, so they did say, because Trina said, well, what if the killer is right here inside and it's not Esme? Because Ava said, Ryan said he doesn't think it's Esme. And he said, well, all due respect. She said, all due respect to Ava. Y'all must have really had a conversation. He was just like, she loves you. I know you love her. So he put his differences aside because he likes Trina. And she was like, oh, okay. But anyways, he still thinks the killer is Esme, and he blames himself. And Trina tells him, it's not your fault. You didn't know Esme was like that. What if Esme has done this, it's on her. But Trina is starting to suspect that it might not be Esme. Does anybody else think it might be Maggie? I don't know, child. Anyways, Nina and Sonny talk, and he reminds her of that time she said about Avery, and she doesn't want to use her as a void to fill up her loneliness, because she said she thought about Nell, she thought about Nathan, she was just thinking about all these different people. So it's a lonely time. Her family is really small. He said, you have a lot more family than you think. With me, Donna, and Avery. So yeah, you're good, because he was telling her about all the family that he's lost. He doesn't get to see Wiley, he doesn't see Michael, the new grandbaby's coming, he probably won't see the new grandbaby. I said, y'all gonna be back on good terms. But I don't know, child, because I thought Sonny and Carly was going to be together around this time too, and they are not together. I'm glad though. That was a toxic relationship. But please stop letting her kiss her brother Drew. Let's move on, y'all, because that was pretty much it with them. So then we see Liesel and Britt, and Britt looks gorgeous. Like I told y'all that yesterday, and she's excited for her party, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!" And Liesel was just like, she's happy that Britt's finally getting the party that she's always wanted, and she's just happy to see her excited. But she tells her, don't overdo it, and she was like, no, mother, dance with me. I don't want to worry about anything, just have fun with me. And she was like, all right. So then Brad, Austin and Maxie come up, and they Austin tells Britt, wow, you look good. He tells Maxie she looks good as well. Or I say, no, we're not gonna say that about Max. I mean, it was cute what Maxie had on, but compared to everybody else, y'all be doing Maxie wrong on her attire. But let's move on, y'all. So it's a really cute party, and she's happy. And Austin talks to Britt, and he tries to tell her, like, let your friends in on this. Like, let them know what's going on with you. Don't just leave, because he knows that she's leaving. She tells him at midnight, I'm gonna be slipping on out, and I'm gone. And so he's telling her, don't do them like that. But Britt has made up in her mind that's what she's going to do. I don't even think Liesl knows. She thinks she's going on a trip, but she doesn't know it's going to be forever. Anyways, let's move on, because Liesl comes back to her because Britt is really dancing and stuff, and she's like, calm, like, don't over exert yourself. And she says, Mama, I just want to dance and just have fun with me. And that's just let's move on. Oops, my bad, that was the wrong people. But then Lisa does talk to Austin. She tells Austin, thank you for being a friend to her. He's not her favorite person, but he's been a friend to Britt, and she appreciates that. And he tells her he's happy too. So then Liesel is talking to Britt when Sonny and Nina come over, and they greet each other, tell each other hi, and then she leaves. And so Britt is talking to Sonny and Nina, and she says, "Don't look at me like that. I know um my mom already told you what's going on with me, but I don't want you to look at me like I'm the Walking Dead." And she says, "No, I just want you to be happy." And Sonny tells her, all Jason would have ever wanted for you was for you to be happy. And that was her like she liked her and Jason together. So that was her happiness. And now she's looking at her future, and she just wants a party. She just wants to enjoy this night because she feels like her future is blink. So anyways, they move on from that, and Brad calls like they bring this I don't remember what the drag queen name was, but they bring her in there and they have a great time. And Brad is they go up there and they sing, and it's a real nice party. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's a real nice party. And then Britt, they bring out a cake and they tell her to make a wish, and she looks over at, the people who know what's going on with her, like Sonny, Nina, her mom, and she looks over at them, and she looks at Brad, and and Maxie and all them, and she's holding them, and she makes her wish. And that was General Hospital today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, I will be going live on Friday, December the 30th. That's tomorrow, for the final live of the year. Let's see. For the final live of the year, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 on the West Coast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you there. Goodbye.